Well, hello, everyone. This is Peter Dennis, and it's my pleasure today to be joined by and get to interview Gwen Juvenal. Gwen is from Riverton, Utah, in the USA. She's been channeling for a couple of years at least. And I met her recently when she did a podcast interviewing me. So the tables are turning now, and I get to interview Gwen. So, Gwen, welcome, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Peter, for having me. I really enjoyed having you on my podcast. It's called Welcome to Channeling. If anyone's interested in checking that out, there's a lot of beautiful episodes and a lot of people sharing about their channeling and them opening to all that they are.
Hmm. Yes. Well, you've been channeling, I think I just said, for a couple of years. Is that about right? Um,
I feel so, and sometimes I'm not sure. A time is an interesting thing for me. Sometimes I feel like I've been doing it for decades, and sometimes I try to, you know, go through the human route of calculating, and I just kind of get lost. Did
hmm,
that then? Where was that? But I think it's been about 2.5 years officially that I've been channeling, and I just kind of entered into a whole new world as I've done so. But also, I recognized during that process of opening that I've been channeling really all my life. It's just me being able to open up even further in a new way and uh, offer myself as a door, uh, and and just be open and say, yeah, this is the truth of me. I am beyond this physical form.
hmm. As you know, a large part of what I do is help people become channelers. But when I met you, you had, for a couple of years at least, have been a channeler. How did that happen for you?
Well, there was a big process that was occurring with me. I was at the time living with my twin who was going through a lot of emotional tumult, and I was kind of stepping in, being a, a way for her to, let's see, open to all that she was. Just a lot of stuff coming through her system and a lot of stuff that was scary. And as I was doing that, I was also kind of in a space of insistence because I was feeling this pressure build up in me, this sensation that I was so much more than what I was experiencing myself as. And it's built up over time through all my life, really. And there was a point where for months I was prepping myself in my psyche to be able to handle it because I'd been taught stay away from that door, right? Stay
Mm-hmm.
away from that door.
Okay.
Um, and so, I mean, there were times when I would sit and lay on my bed for hours listening to vocals of true trance channelers and feeling into it and helping my body know that I was the one inviting in what I wanted to, and that I was inviting to hear the truth and to feel it in my body and allow it into my body and system because I knew that was going to be an important part of me being able to really step forward as a true channeler.
Mhm. Perhaps for our audience's benefit, just reflecting on what you said and knowing what I do, it's not rocket science. You know, you issue an invitation. As much as you can, you open and allow a being of the light to transmit their messages through you.
Mhm.
I, I detail that in my most recent book, but it's pretty straightforward. It's not all that complicated. And, there are some people who say you have to go through a bunch of rituals and steps and everything. But I found working with over 100 people that no, you just invite them, you open up, and if you're ready, you may have some, let's say, blocks from previous lifetimes or early days in this lifetime that interfere, or you can't get out of the way and allow. But yeah, I hope that people seeing this, feel free to, give it a shot. I always ask Archangel Michael to stand by and just make sure that no dark ones come along, but they never have. And I think Michael's on the job, sort of thing. And yeah, I suggest that people give it a shot and see what happens.
I
Yeah.
that you're keyed into really psyches can be just really simple and open. I found there has been a lot of resistance in my psyche surrounding it, and so I, throughout my life I had to kind of maneuver around this in ways so that it was almost like I was tricking myself, right? I
Mhm.
was tricking myself into look at it just in a new enough way that I could kind of walk around those blocks. And then finally, I got to help remove some of those final blocks. And I'm still finding little pieces of that within my psyche. And that's a part of my
Yeah.
journey. But it's actually something that I enjoy. And I enjoy feeling those blocks be removed and me coming in cleaner and clearer and inviting in the story and the voice of many, many different of our I call them brothers and sisters of our species, of our overall huge species to speak to us. I just view us as all one. And the more I open to that, the easier it is for me to connect and find a clear connection.
Yeah. Some of those little pieces include the ego and the analytical mind. And again, for the audience or anyone who may be interested, I ask them just to go sit in the corner, be the observer, assure them everybody's safe here. And the best thing they can do is just observe and allow it to happen. And that helps some people when they do that in their imagination. And I think energetically they're really doing that. But yeah, I hadn't thought that we might start out giving a little clinic in how to channel, but there's not much more to it, really.
No, beautiful what you brought up, and really the breakthrough for me happened in a simple way, just like you speak. It was really simple. I followed kind of the steps that Lee Harris provides for people, and it's got 1, 2, 3, basically. And if anyone's curious, check out Lee Harris. He's very well known in the channeling arena, and it's just really simple, straightforward. And I find that as you trust in those steps, like when a huge channeler offers a formula for people, it's as if there are guides that are assigned to assist people in that. And now that may sound interesting, but if he's assigned to help open people into this way, that as you touch into that energy will assist you in the opening process, and you will be supported and you will be guided. And so that's something that I want people to recognize, that we come forward in missions, and as we have guides and we have people who are assigned, they also are assigned for the medicine that we bring into the world and to assist people when they come into contact with that. And so that's my feeling. That's what I've been told with all that I've shared and I've written in my books, is that as I've offered that medicine forward, that there are those who are assigned to assist people, that they may receive the medicine. So
Amen.
I wasn't planning on saying that either. So we're just rolling with the homies here today.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. Um, so these days, who are you channeling?
I channel a vast amount of people, and when I sit down and channel, I'm often surprised. Sometimes there's just a whole slew. It's just kind of one after the other that comes through. But I feel right now, kind of the central pillar that everything works and operates through is called the analyum. And ironically, or not so ironically, that is similar to my middle name, which is Annali. And and so the analayam is kind of the central pillar that I think a lot works through. I started with channeling the Guides in the Garden, which a book has run through, Guides of the Way of All, and this kind of transformed into the analayam. I have contacted with the warriors of light, dragons, which
Mhm.
are there are Palladian households that I work with, Sirius, and most recently the Anunnaki. And when I came into contact with this is Zeb was the kind of, the spokesperson or the spokesman for who I was in contact with. My interaction with, when I interacted with and open to it, I was like, you're the mud people. That's what I called them. And they found that humorous, but they were like, yes, we actually enjoy being seen as the mud people. We can be seen as the mud people, and we're kind of a section, a small portion of a representation of the Anunnaki at this moment. So I'm exploring a little bit more in what they're talking about, and um sharing with me, and it's been actually really interesting to experience that. So
Mhm. Well, I would very much like to meet Zeb and have a chat with them. The reputation of the Anunnaki in our history, anyway, has been pretty dark. And as you know, unity includes light and dark. And there's always a push-pull and a kind of a little war going on. But anyway, we'll get to Zeb one day. But I
yeah,
was, um, as you would acknowledge, we were recently speaking with the Warriors of Light through the Dragons, and they are fascinating. Would you be able to bring them in now? And I could have a little chat with them, and we'll see where that goes.
I would. And I'm feeling who else is at the door. Those of the Andromeda are also at the door and would love to speak.
Oh,
But we will open to the dragons, and then we can move from there.
okay.
We are here and present with you, Peter, and all who are listening. We are happy to speak through Gwen and in a loving effort for the earth at this time. What questions do you have?
Well, first, thank you very much for being here and participating in this. This is very beneficial for not only Gwen and myself, but as you say, anyone who may be watching. Uh, would you just shed a little light or expand on the concept of warriors of light and how you're associated with the dragons?
Yes. We are the warriors of light, speaking as the dragons. There are many of us, but as we speak of warriors of light, as we have spoken of before, we do not exclude anything from the oneness of all that is. This is the new truth that as the warrior on earth exclaims, he desires for the love of humanity to expand, that it may be embraced. This is the truth of all things. We ask for the warrior, the identity of the warrior, to be transmuted and alchemized beyond the dualistic mind of right and wrong, good and bad. The warrior essentially stands for life and the expansion of life in all that is. It is a central post, a post of affirmation that life desires to expand and is in support of this expansion through all space and time. For we are dedicated in honoring the God seed that is in all of us. The God seed and the expansive experience of the God seed experiencing itself in all space and time, in all things. And it is our honor to bring acknowledgement and awareness to this, that we, as we look upon each other, We see ourselves as the God seeds, the expression of the God seeds, desiring to understand and know itself. And as the God seed, we may direct our ways, we may direct our paths to be supportive of all around us in love and gratitude. And we may acknowledge what may seem to be dark as our brother and sister. We may acknowledge it beyond the identity it has invested itself in, consciousness and light, beyond the identity, the source, the God seed that is inherent in all. And as we do so, we bring all to the light. And we become aware further and further of our oneness. This is the path. This is the way of the warrior of light through the dragons as we speak. And as the dragons now, as we speak, we say we are here to support this transition of Earth into the new Earth. And we are here in play with you all, in consort, acknowledging that this space that we are in, it is a reflective, responsive, interactive experience. And we are here with you. We call you to know yourself in your God seed. This is our message according to the question that you asked, Peter. We leave that with you. Aho.
Well, that is a very complete and complex answer, actually. Are you, as warriors of light, separate entities from the dragons, or have you in some way merged with them?
We are merged as one. We have connected in with the light, the Analayam, which Gwen in her center is channeling in as the essence of this life. We are connected in, and therefore we, and as we speak, we confirm this mission, and we act as the arms and movements for this to be expressed in this earth plane. Just as an octopus has many tentacles, we are the arms, we are the movements which will allow the flow to cross the earth, to caress the earth, to hold the earth and confirm it in its transformative process.
Now, I understand the dragons were here on our planet and then left after being basically mistreated by humans, but it seems they're back again, at least energetically. Can you explain just how you're back, or how the dragons are back? Are they back energetically? Are they going to show up physically one day? Just in what ways are they here and influencing? Well, I think you've explained how they're influencing the ascension process and humanity at this time. But yeah, tell us a little about the dragons and just how they're back here.
This is a wonderful question, and it may be answered in many ways. We will say for different viewers, different answers for different viewers. For many, their minds have not been opened to a certain point yet. But our initial answer to this is, for many, the dragons are here and present in physical manifested form within their life. The dragons, in essence, have always been connected to the etheric form of all that we are. They have always been traditionally recognized as this connective power that we have. This connective power is a power or a etheric presence that transcends space and time. So when you look at a dragon, when dragons are brought up, this is the essential power that may be identified as being present. We span all space and time, connecting through desire and through one's experience and through one's ability to step beyond what they see to find the other end of what they desire to meet. Just as the dragon has a head and tail, often we hide ourselves in plain sight, hiding the body of what we are. Yet, we as this body are interacting with many. The body of the dragon holds the fire and the transformative abilities that are being called to help transmute the earth at this time. And we say to those of you who are talking and saying, yeah, but I really wish they would show up. We say to you that this is a possibility. This is a possibility, perhaps not in this lifetime, but we have a great love for the earth. We have a great desire for her to live in her effulgence. And as she lives in her effulgence, she will become a home to us again. This will be a golden age which we are inviting in right now. The tools that we offer you now lay in the transformative qualities of the fire and of the message of oneness. Our neutrality allows for the polarity of which the third dimensional creatures have relied on and been held within for so many years to be alchemized. And so we are the true alchemizers, and you may call on us at any time and invite us into your systems. We know this is not a complete answer at this time, but we find this may suffice for the moment. And at further times, we may continue to speak about our history and our ancestry and of where we come from. But these are things that would take much time, as you would consider in your human realm, to discuss. And we will leave this message with you, this short message, and we will invite further inquiry in the future.
Well, you've said a great deal, and I think your transformative influence is fairly clear as to what you're doing. And I'm wondering, from your perspective, how is the ascension process unfolding? Is it unfolding pretty much as planned or expected? I know there really isn't a plan, and expectations are kind of funny to pin down too, but is it moving along quite reasonably, or is it stalled in any way? From your perspective, how is the ascension process unfolding for humans?
Mhm. At the heart, we say it is as it is. All is as expected, yet not as expected. In this 3D experience, the heaviness is something that all the dragons, even in our amorous dance, must transmute. And so we're hitting the ground running, as so you would speak. And as we do so, we feel into the heavy ideas that have been so long caging the world and the people. And our response to you is our compassion grows as we touch into the humanity that is here. Our compassion grows and extends. And so we do not wish you to look on us as quote unquote saviors or better than. We are here. And as we fully connect into the human forms, we and our compassion grows, and you are actually serving us in our expansive qualities for us to see things new, for us to gain even further insight and wisdom. And as you share this with us, we then offer you a healing balm. This is simply what we are in the process for. And we simply ask that all who are listening, that all who are here, open to this beautiful transformative process that may be occurring in your life. And as you open and offer yourself and invite in the grace that is here for you, your transition will be held in a greater way. You will see a greater understanding, and all will be well. We see this process as two earths becoming separated in their identities, in what they are dedicated to. We do not judge those who decide to stay in a 3D realm experience. There is always a place for all, and this is our dedication in love. We are simply feeling an opening to a new birth, like into a dragon's egg opening. And in that space that is inside it, all of us get to determine what we devote ourselves to. And this space is of love and beyond. And as you set your heart in love and beyond, the dedication of it, you open to this new world and you invite in joy and freedom. This is our message. Aho.
You know, you more than answered my question. I think you anticipated my next one, which was really to, I guess, deliver any message that you might have for humanity at this time. And you said to work or to be open to all of this and invite the new energies and allow and that sort of thing. I wonder if there is anything else at this time. We are going to have to wrap this up, just given the time it's taken. But would there be anything else you would like to convey to humanity at this time?
Yes, we are pleased that you asked this question. And Gwen delights because she feels the answer to this. And our answer is all of those here, you sitting in moments and you feeling into your imagination. We ask for you to set aside the idea that this imagination is not of worth or is not real. This imagination is as real as the planets and stars in the sky. This imagination is the doorway to all that then becomes manifest. We ask you to delight in the play that is there, to enjoy your imaginations and to bring in love, delight, discovery, adventure. These things are innate to the God seed that you are, and they will lead you on paths of joy. They are the light spark that will then accompany you, surround you, and extend and expand through and beyond you, and will assist you in creating the world that you desire. Let go of all that you think is heavy and dross, and walk with us and accept your imagination as the doorway into your new world. This is the message we would leave you, even if you imagine something of beauty and you feel love. You are in love, and this is your reality. Own this. Own that you create your reality, and then we all become playmates. Aho.
Thank you for that. I've always thought that creation begins with a thought, and the thoughts come from our imagination. And would you concur it's important to be playful with your imagination? Just let it go in wild and crazy ways, and interesting ways will come from that.
We would encourage people to follow the journeys and the paths that unfold in their minds. This is the natural expression of what shamans say journeying is. Many of you naturally follow these lines of exploration, of these stories of experiences. And as you do so, these are visions, are physical representations of you in your exploration deeper than your human body knows. And as you explore and feel these spaces, then you will not be so afraid of all that you experience, for your eyes will be opened, you will feel your agility, and you will be able to see in new perspectives. We encourage you in this, and we suggest you do this often.
Well, thank you very much for that. And thank you very much for being here and spending this time with us. Very, very profitable for us. Thank you, and many blessings to you.
Thank you for having us here. We share lovingly, and we encourage all to acknowledge their God spark, their light. And as we do so, we walk together as one. Aho.
Well, Gwen, you just come on back in your own timing. You're back already. You're so quick going in and out. It's amazing. How do you feel?
I feel so great. I loved the last, exchange. It's so dear to my heart. And what I'm about soul play, what's called soul play. And really just jumping into the expansiveness of all that we are. And so, yeah, I loved that last question. That was fun.
Well, so much of what they said, in my simple mind, I'm going to have to listen to it probably more than once just to get it. I would ask a simple question and I would certainly get it answered, but it would be well beyond that, deeper, broader, and certainly much more to it. And that's always the way. Just when we think we understand something, there's always more to it anyway. But
Yeah.
yeah. Well, Gwen, if people seeing this would like to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, you can find me online. There's no other Gwen Juvenal. My middle name is Annalie. So if you see a Gwen Annalie Juvenal, then you know that's me as well. But you can look me up and find me all over the place. But also, I'll give you a link. It's my link tree link, and where people can jump on there and explore some of the things that I've done. And you can find me on Discord. I have regular free offerings there where we jump into play. And, one of the one of the events is about Eros, awakening the Eros inside of us. And so people can get a hold of me on Discord. And then there's also just a free little soul play offering there in that link for people to take on. So yeah,
Good.
just
Yeah.
however you called, there's all within those spaces, there's always ways to leave me a message or, see what kind of a session might work really well for you. Um, I do channeling for people as well as I usually bring in Akashic information, and my guides really love to offer blessings. They're a blessing happy people. And so usually that's a part of it. And also, I feel one of my real gifts is actually looking and feeling into the blocks that people have and helping to unwind them and helping them to release from that dissonance within them or that continual fight in the polarity that they're feeling. So, if
Yeah.
anyone that, feel free to contact me and I'd love to work with you.
Yeah, that healing or removing blocks is really the key in so many ways. But many people ask me, are they able to channel? And the answer is simply yes, most people can, but are they ready to is the more pertinent question. And if indeed they're pretty clear and those blocks aren't in the way, then yeah, channeling can happen. But many people from many lifetimes, you know, have some blocks. Gwen, this has been a pleasure. Thank you very much for being here and bringing your cosmic friends.
Mhm.
They're great to speak with. I will put a little screen at the end of this that has your contact information so that people can track you down.
Perfect.
Thank you very much, Glenn.
Thank you, Peter.